In this video, I want to show you how you can get rid of old highlights in Logos that you may not need anymore. Now, this may not be something that applies to everyone. This may not be a problem you have, but it's something I ran into a few weeks ago, and it took me a few tries to figure out exactly what was going on. So I figured I might as well share it here because I'm sure that somebody else is going to run into this as well. What happened for me is a while ago I had a highlighting system I was trying to use in Logos, and I just stopped using it after a while. I ended up using notes more than I was using the highlights, and I didn't need them anymore. And most of the time, whenever you have a highlight that you want to get rid of, you can just go to it, and you can click and drag over part of the highlight, and you have the little like stop sign sort of thing there that will remove highlighting. You can usually do that. For whatever reason, this particular time, and I can't recreate it now, of course, because it was just some sort of a glitch, but for whatever reason, it wouldn't let me do that. Nothing I was doing would let me get rid of the highlight. I tried re-highlighting over it and then removing that. I tried hitting delete. I tried this way with the remove highlight here. Nothing was working. So what I want to show you here is what eventually worked for me to get rid of it, and it will work for any of these highlights, because here's the thing. If I click remove highlight here, let's say I no longer need this one, so I hit remove highlight. Okay, we're good. It's no longer showing there. The problem, though, is you didn't actually get rid of the highlight. You just hid the highlight. You don't see it there, but it is still there. Now, on the right side, I have my notes up, and here is what I'm talking about. Highlights and notes are tied together. Whether or not you realize it, you have a file within your notes for every time you highlight something. Whenever you highlight, it automatically goes there. So let me show you. If I scroll up to the top, because I have them by date modified, you'll see that the top thing I have is that highlight. Now, I got rid of it. It's not here anymore. You can see I click off. There is no highlighting here. But it still exists within my notes. Removing the highlighting doesn't actually remove it. It just hides it. So what you can do, if you're trying to find a highlight that you want to be able to get rid of, or you just no longer needed it and you want to clear up a little bit of room in your notes, you can go to this hamburger menu here, make sure that this is clicked on, and it will show you there's the filters, and there is the notebooks. Now, notebooks is a different topic for another day, and we've got plenty in the Logos circle already on both the filters and the notes. But here on the filter side, you can see there's two options, notes and highlights. So if I just click highlights, that is going to remove from my panel here any of the notes I have. It is just going to show me the highlights that I have in any of the books. So you can see as I scroll down through here, it has highlights from all different books. It can be books of the Bible, books in my library, what have you. I can go here to the Bible book and I can further narrow this down. So since I'm in Genesis here, I can click on Genesis and I'm down to just the highlights that I have from Genesis. And here you can see the ghost highlight that I have where it's still showing up here. So this will work for this kind of note. It also worked for that pesky glitch that I couldn't get rid of before. You just have to isolate the highlight within the notes. Just like we have here, we found it, and then we go over to the three dots here on the top right. Now, not the very top right. These three dots deal with the notebook or the notes panel as a whole. This three dots deals with the note itself. So we don't want to mess with the notebook up top. We want to mess with the note specifically right here. You click on that, you click delete note. Now it is actually gone. We're good to go. We no longer have to worry about that. So again, I don't know how often you'll run into this, but if you're ever trying to get rid of old highlights, or you did get rid of some highlights, but they're still showing up here, that's why. If you hit remove highlights, it just basically hides it, but it keeps it within the highlights folder in your notes. So you can just click on that specific one. You can also click on multiple at a time, doing control or command, and then click on it. Or if you have several in a row, you can do shift and click, and then you're able to delete more than one at a time. So I hope this helps in cleaning up your highlights folder in your notes.